there is a level of backstabbery and dirty reporting on MSNBC that I think is the epitome of such.
Debates and look at these debates. How do you think that this distinction is going to be made on the debate stage in Detroit?
Well, I mean, look, first of all, I think what the first debate showed us is that they do make a difference, right? I mean, we've already had at least one candidate drop out. So, you know, it feels like this is going to narrow it further and further. I think, you know, having Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren next to each other will really highlight, because for me, as, you know, again, I'm not the political analyst here, but just as a woman, probably considered a somewhat moderate Democrat, Bernie Sanders makes my skin crawl, and I can't even identify for you what exactly it is, but I see him as sort of a not pro-woman candidate. And so having the two of them there, like, I don't understand young women who support him. And I'm hoping that having him next to her will help highlight that, because those are the people that if I were her, I would want to say, well, why are you supporting him and not me if you're going to choose between the two of us?
We'll leave it there. Come back in just a moment. Mike.
In the video, who was saying that she can't stand Bernie Sanders, says Bernie Sanders makes her skin crawl. Her name is Rocah. Now, Rocah is a lawyer. She is a contributor of MSNBC. She is a New York district. She's something. You know what? What is Mimi? See, I'm blocked for Mimi, so I have a problem seeing exactly what her credentials are. She's got credentials. She is someone like a superintendent or of courts or something official in the state of New York. I'm going to keep it 100 with you. What she really is a bashing, the worst example of feminism of manipulation, feminism of degradation of a political candidate. It's very popular. The most popular Democratic candidate in the country, right? Highest favorability, even more favorable than Joe Biden, wrapping himself in the skin in the legacy of Obama. Still more favorable. Check the Gallup poll. Mimi says that Bernie Sanders makes her skin crawl. And for the life of her, she doesn't know why she feels that way. He just does. So basically, what this very accomplished woman, this official, professional woman, basically what she's saying is, Bernie, icky. Yeah, MSNBC has a panel of supposed, like, pundits and political analysts, and the best she could come up with is Bernie stinky. No, because stinky would be actual reason. She said something about him that makes her skin crawl. So creepy would probably be the better term. Just think about how vacuous that is. You know, how suspect it is, how leery that makes you as a viewer. Like, oh, for real? That's what we're doing? We bringing people out on stage. We bringing people out on panels. We're lending them our platform for them to call politicians creepy just for general reasons. I don't know. Well, it is MSNBC. This is a horrendous display. This is unfair on all types of levels. If you're going to be on national TV and you're going to bash a candidate and you're going to say that you can't stand them and you think that they are anti-woman, shouldn't you have to have a reason for that? And shouldn't somebody on that panel be like, yo, whoa, that's a pretty heavy charge to level at someone? What are you basing this on? Like, give us something. Nah, they just went to commercial. And notice Zelina Maxwell just sat there if I could read her mind, and I'm not going to suggest that I can, but for some reason it felt like Zelina was saying, just like I told you, girl, you're doing good. That's exactly what I wanted you to do. Perfect. Be empty in your disdain for Bernie. Don't be specific, because then you'll be like me. You'll be, bombarded on Twitter. Because then you could be refuted very easily if you're very specific. So be vague. Vague works. Horrible. So you know me, man. It's one of the most, I would say, look, I'm not here to brag, man. I'm a small, humble guy, but I get after it, right? I call things out. That's what my brand is. We got the Speak On It group. Thank you, Joy, for taking over the Speak On It group on Facebook. I speak on it. I don't pull punches. I call it like I see it. So I'm one of the most outspoken proponents of Bernie Sanders' campaign. And I had to call out Mimi Rocah. I called her out and I said something to her. I told her, what did I say? I said, I don't know what it is about Mimi Rocah. She just makes my skin crawl. You know, something about her is just anti-black. Hey, look, she didn't have any basis for her answer for saying Bernie was anti-woman, so I said she was anti-black. For some reason, she didn't like that, so she blocked me. Now, I will admit my tweet did get maybe 1,400 likes and, several hundred retweets. I guess I kind of forced her. But, see, it was her who did it. It was her who made me do that. So what it is Mimi Rocah likes to dish out negative, bashing criticism based on nothing, but she can't take criticism. And she can't take a response. Look, I want all of these types to be put on notice. All of you talking heads, all of you pundits, all of you Hillary supporters who won't let it go, all of you hateful corporatists who are riding the political machine, who are only there to uplift the corporations, who have a visceral negative response to Bernie Sanders, and who spew hatred, who don't even have facts, who are just bashing him and bashing Tulsi Gabbard as well. If you're going to go on national TV and you're going to do this stuff, the least you could do is have a backbone when it's time for us to respond. At least you could do is expect a backlash, expect pushback. All right? These people think that they can go willy-nilly on the cable news and say the most horrendous things, bring up things from Tulsi when she was a teenager. We push back, they run and hide, and then they feign as if they're being attacked. They bring up garbage about Bernie, don't even have anything specific. They say that Bernie is anti-woman, but back in, I think it was the 90s, Gloria Steinem, very popular feminist, came to Vermont, made Bernie an honorary woman because his policies are very much pro-woman, totally refuting everything that Mimi Rocah said. Look, if you're going to come out here and you're going to bash our leaders, you're going to bash our progressive candidates, you better have evidence. And you should, if you're honorable at all, you should be willing to have that conversation. Be willing to bring us on, Joy Reid. Be willing to bring us on. Be willing to have a conversation. If you can shoot, you should be able to take a shot. If you can punch, you should be able to take a punch. But we got Mimi, glass jaw Mimi, glass jaw. Throw a rock and hide her hands. That's so petty. Where I come from, that is coward. You a coward. You couldn't hold your head up in the hood, man. You'd have to move, is what I'm trying to tell you. You'd have to have your mama drive you to the bus stop, drive you to school every day. Going to hit somebody and run, sucker punch us and run down the corner. Then claim victim. I'm taking a break. You should take several breaks. Yeah, that's what you put on Twitter. I'm taking a break from Twitter. Yeah, I'm sure you are. You just see the ratio you've been getting? You been ratioed to death. All right, guys, so enough of that. That's enough. Let's get down to it. Now, the issue that she tried to float was Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren, in her eyes, are the same. And, folks, we need to start refuting this because they're not the same. First of all, they're not the same people. Okay? They're not the same people at all. One's Bernie, one's Elizabeth Warren. So they can't be the same because they're not the same. They don't have the same life experiences. They don't have the same track records. They don't have the same policies. They're not the same. Okay? They're different individuals. But Mimi and some others want you to believe that you might as well just flip a coin and choose either one because They're both progressive. Well, see, here goes one big difference. Bernie Sanders is a staunch, serious, principled advocate for Medicare for all. So if you are a person who believes that Medicare for all, single-payer coverage, universal coverage under single-payer system, Medicare for all being one of the vehicles to that, if you believe in that, if that's what you want, do you want somebody who has been like, we need Medicare for all? We got to have Medicare for all. We must fight for Medicare. If you want that person, or you want the person that said, Medicare for all, kind of. That sounds a good idea. But we could do other things. Hey, hold on. Are you mad at me? Oh, we could do other things. But I thought you said Medicare for all. Oh, but I am. I do support it. In theory, I support. I mean, you know, in theory, I support. What? Yes. Yeah. Darn it. How are they responding to my Medicare for all claim? Okay. Oh, they don't like it? They don't like me doing it, or do they want me to do it? Well, get them on the phone. Gee willikers. Snickerdoodles. Butter my biscuits and get it on the phone. And gee willies. Gee whiz. They didn't tell me what to be. I don't know. So, look, the point is, you like my Elizabeth Warren impression? The point is, if you really want Medicare for all, maybe you should get the candidate that really wants to fight for it. That's all I'm saying. Not the person that's like, maybe today, not tomorrow. I don't know. Other things that are very different about Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders are Bernie Sanders was an activist, a civil rights activist, and a union activist. Okay? That's where he started. Elizabeth Warren is an academic. I like books too. But there's a difference in the person that's in the streets, the person that's organizing, trying to build unions, trying to fight for workers, and a person who was at a law school. One has a track record and it's in their DNA to fight. One, books, words, stuff. Okay? I'm not saying either are bad. I think we need both on the team. Both types of people, both types of personalities. You get what I'm saying? But let's not act like there's no difference between a person who was an activist chaining themselves to a black girl to fight segregation and housing and somebody who was in school just like reading papers. And there's a difference between someone who was, coming in on the tail end of the socialist movement back in the 70s and somebody who was a Republican up until 1995. I'm just saying there are differences in these individuals. Bernie Sanders believes the system needs to be revamped, destroyed, rebuilt. That's why he talks about a revolution. Hence, in contrast, you never hear Elizabeth Warren talk about a revolution. What she talks about is we need to change some of the rules. We need to change some of the rules of the game. But the game's a good game. That's a difference, guys. It's not the same thing. They want you to think it's the same thing. Also, what I think is even more important, Bernie Sanders is, if you believe that Elizabeth Warren is with you on a lot of the issues and she wants to go up against the big money interest and she wants to tackle the billionaire and the millionaire class, where all resources seem, all money and wealth goes to the top while we fight for crumbs. If you believe Elizabeth Warren wants to tackle that and she wants to destroy that system, why is it that those people that run that system don't have a problem with Elizabeth Warren? And why is it that those people that run that system do have a problem with Bernie Sanders? I think this is a very real reason why there's a different, why Bernie's perception of Bernie is so negative for those people. Those people can't stand Bernie Sanders. It's not just the millionaires and billionaires. It's people like Neera Tanden, Maddie Glacier, John Podesta. They like Elizabeth Warren. They've said good things about Elizabeth Warren. Has Neera Tanden and John Podesta and Maddie Glacier ever said anything nice about Bernie Sanders? Maybe at his funeral they would. But that's about it. Listen, folks, this whole narrative, it's not just about Mimi Rocah. Forget her. She's nobody. She's a sad commentator. She should not be on your airwaves. It's because she's pushing the agenda they want her to push. That's why she's there, frankly. But it's bigger than her. It's about all of these pundits, all of these paid spokesmodels. Yeah, I'm not even going to call them pundits anymore. They are paid spokesmodels. They are cheerleaders for the corporate class. They don't mean that's any good. They're just trying to keep their money coming in. I'm here to tell you, based on the evidence I've just presented to you, you can go look it up. Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders are not the same thing. So when people, so ladies particularly, because Mimi Rocah was talking to the ladies, okay? I may be just a dumb old black guy, I got no right to tell you what to do with your vote. I just want you to consider that Bernie has a track record of fighting for women's rights. But at the end of the day, he's fighting for all our rights. And he's willing to take on a system that marginalizes me and marginalizes you and marginalizes all of us. And he don't just want to trim around the edges. That's why he talks about bringing out people from all walks of life to unite as one to go against the system. Elizabeth Warren doesn't talk that way because that's not what she believes. It's not just they have a different style, it's that they have a different agenda. Bernie's agenda is a revolution. If you think this system is garbage, it needs to be rebuilt, it needs to be restructured, that should be, I would strongly suggest you check it out. Because Elizabeth Warren does not want that. She's never spoken that way. The words revolution has never come forth from her mouth. There's a reason for it. If you really believe that America only needs a shape-up around their edges, I don't think you've been paying attention.